how have you been able to manage your own, mental health and putting yourself and your health first in that regard? I mean, it's very difficult as a parent to ever do that, but it's also completely necessary. How have you managed that in the last year or so?
So exercise is something really important for me. It's one of those things I don't particularly enjoy it while I'm doing it, but if I don't do it, I start to get narky.
Yeah.
And so I prioritize that. So I make sure that I get out for a run a couple of times a week. Um, when the kids are at school, I will walk them up to school. And during lockdowns in particular, we make sure that we try and get the dog, take the kids and we take the dog out for a walk sort of every day.
Yeah.
It can be really hard to prioritize self-care when you're in complete chaos. Work's busy, got kids at home, but it's that sort of, what they always say on the aeroplane, make sure you fit your own life mask, your own oxygen mask first.
Yeah.
It's something that it's not only acknowledged, it's really encouraged at Who Gives a Crap, is that we are people first, and you have to take care of yourself as a person before you take care of yourself before you sort of think of yourself as an employee. We have check-in surveys every week. And so that talks about how you are coping, if you've got any challenges, and it enables our people and culture team to reach out if people are experiencing challenges, but it also can see the trend of how everyone's going. And it was actually those surveys that prompted the week off that we had last year.
Yeah, amazing. So I guess you are at a place that is sensitive to these things, but as a whole, our industry has not been. And having spent some time, 8 odd years in private practice, and no doubt lots of friends in private practice still, how do you think, on the private practice side, we can better manage things? And how do you go about, from a client perspective, because a lot of lawyers point to, well, client wants things too fast, that's why I have to do X, Y, and Z. How do you, manage your role as now a client and a leader and having an impact on that?
I think communication's the biggest thing. I mean, this is certainly how I feel, but I think I'd hope most people would feel this, that if someone isn't going to get something to you until later that night, or because of a particular reason, I think as long as you know that's going to happen, then that helps. There are obviously times when things are urgent, but things that are that urgent are fairly few and far between, where you don't have that flexibility. I think that's sort of the big one. And I'd like to think that things have changed or are changing now that everyone has been in this boat. But the other day my son was having a complete meltdown because he did not want to go onto his Zoom class. And so I just updated my status on Slack and sat with him for an hour, and we did some coloring, and he did join the call eventually. But this isn't a unique experience to me. Yeah. Everyone who has got their own challenges at the moment. And I think if you're open about it, people are more likely to be understanding. If you try and hide it, then people can't understand what's happening and can't provide that acceptance.